Hi there, I'm Linda, and I'd like to share a story about my family's kindness and the unexpected challenges we faced. Growing up wasn't always easy for me, but I always believed in lending a helping hand. My family didn't have much, and we often struggled to make it to the end of the month. I had two younger siblings, and because my parents were constantly busy with work, I was responsible for taking care of them. Living so close to poverty, I developed a strong desire to help those in need around me. I studied hard and managed to build a life for myself. As the first of my siblings to start working, I wanted to make their lives easier. Every time I got paid, I sent money back home, which allowed my parents to work fewer tiring hours and spend more time with my siblings. As my siblings grew older and began to work, our family's situation improved. To continue sending money home, I picked up extra hours and worked diligently. My efforts paid off when I was promoted to the manager of my section, a position that came with many benefits and a good raise. Finally, I could relax and settle into a more comfortable life. With more time on my hands, I decided to take dating seriously. Although I'd been on a few dates and had my first kiss, I'd never had a serious relationship because I was always too busy. I signed up on some dating apps and eventually matched with a handsome man named Jake. He was a lawyer with a goofy sense of humor, exactly what I was looking for. We started texting every day and soon went on our first date, which led to many more. Jake turned out to be the perfect match for me. He made me laugh when I was upset and knew exactly when I needed a hug. He was also serious about his career, often sharing stories of his cases and the praise he received for his work. I was proud to be dating such an amazing man. So, when Jake proposed to me after 2 years of dating, I enthusiastically said yes. We got married a year later in a blissful ceremony surrounded by our beloved family and friends. Since Jake and I lived on the opposite side of the country from our families, we met many of each other's relatives for the first time at our wedding. One of these relatives was Jake's sister, Stacy, who was 9 years younger than him. While most people accepted me warmly, Stacy was a bit harder to win over. I approached Stacy while sitting alone at a dinner table. "Hey Stacy, why aren't you out there dancing with everyone else?" I asked. "I don't really feel like it. This whole event is kind of lame," she replied. "Is everything okay?" "Oh, everything's just peachy. I've got so much better things to do than be at this party." "Well, is there something else you'd rather be doing?" "If it weren't for you getting hitched to my special golden child of a brother, I could have been applying to universities and figuring out my own life." "Is this about Jake? Seriously, have you seen the way everyone in your family worships the ground he walks on? The accomplishments, the praise, it's like I'm invisible. I'm supposed to do everything on my own because that's how Jake did it." "I get it. It's tough when others' successes seem to overshadow your own path." "You do?" "Yeah, to some extent, but listen, no matter what, you deserve support and guidance. I'll help you find the best universities and figure things out." "Really? You do that?" "Absolutely. If you're willing, we can spend more time together researching and planning." "That sounds amazing. I can't believe you'd offer to help me, especially with all the expectations around Jake. You're your own person with your own dreams. I want to help you achieve them. Nobody should be left in the shadows." "Thank you, Linda. Seriously, no one's ever been this supportive. It means a lot." "You're welcome. I'll be here every step of the way, no matter what challenges come our way. Your journey matters just as much." Seeing how lost and sad Stacy looked reminded me of my own siblings, so I wanted to help her. After Jake and I enjoyed our honeymoon, I kept my word and helped Stacy find the best university for her. During this time, we became very close, eventually becoming best friends. Since Stacy's university was only an hour away, we hung out even more often. As the years passed, Stacy found herself a boyfriend in college. After they graduated, they got engaged. Stacy came over to our place the weekend after to share the news. She nervously told us she had something important to tell us. "Stacy, is everything all right? You seem really nervous," Jake said. "Yeah, don't tell me you're pregnant now," I joked. "Seriously?" "No, I'm not pregnant, Jake." "Oh, thank goodness. You guys really thought that?" "Well, you did seem a bit anxious, and when you said you had something important to tell us, our minds jumped to the worst-case scenario." "You two always assuming the worst," Stacy laughed. "Anyway, I wanted to share some good news with you. I'm engaged to my boyfriend, and we're planning to elope." "Wow, that's great news," I exclaimed. "Yeah, we were wondering if you could be our witnesses," she asked. "Well, That's quite a surprise. Are you absolutely sure about this decision? Why wouldn't I be? You don't want to be our witnesses. It's not that we don't want to support you, Stacy. It's just, well, you're quite young, and getting married is a big step. What's wrong with being young? Are you saying we're making a mistake? We're not saying you're making a mistake. We're just concerned because you're only 21. Life has so much more to offer, and people change a lot in their 20s. We want you to have the best chance at a successful and fulfilling marriage. So you don't believe in us? You're not happy for me? That's not true. We care about you and want the best for you. We're just worried about rushing into something so serious. Give yourself some more time. If your love is strong, waiting won't weaken it. You know what? If you can't be happy for me, then I don't need your approval. I'll find someone else to be our witnesses. We're not trying to upset you. We just want you to make a decision that's best for both of you. Well, clearly you don't trust us to make our own decisions. I thought you'd be happy for me, but I guess I was wrong. Stacy, please don't leave like this, I called after her. She stormed out of the house. Jake and I tried to call and text her, but none of our messages went through. She had blocked us. We were beyond upset at the way Stacy had treated us. Until then, we had chalked up her rudeness to being a teenager who didn't know any better, but now she was an adult who knew what she was doing. For months, we kept trying to contact her in hopes of rekindling our relationship, but it didn't work. A couple of months later, we found out through Jake's parents that not only had Stacy gotten married, but she was also pregnant. Jake was devastated that Stacy was holding such a grudge against us for simply being caring. He was upset that his sister didn't come to tell him that he was going to be an uncle. I comforted him after the call with his parents. You know, Stacy's still quite young. Maybe she was just trying to get our support because we're the closest family she has, I suggested. I get that, but it feels incredibly hurtful that she didn't share something so important with me because of some silly grudge she's holding. I know it's hurtful. She's like a sister to me, even if not by blood. But maybe she was just overwhelmed herself and didn't know how to approach it. It's not about her not telling me. It's about feeling left out of her life. I know, darling. It's a complicated situation, but remember, you're going to be an uncle. Once the stress of the pregnancy is over, she might change her approach. I wish I could believe that. It's just hard to wrap my head around all of this. I know it's hard. It's okay to feel hurt and confused. Let's just wait it out a bit longer. Once the baby comes, maybe things will shift. I hope you're right. I want things to get better between us. But it's hard not to feel hurt. We'll work through this together, just like we always do. Stacy's going through a lot too, and her emotions might be all over the place. I know, but it feels like we're on the outside looking in. We'll find our way back in. Family can be messy, but it's worth the effort to mend things. Within the next few months, Jake's parents told us that Stacy had given birth to a baby boy. Jake and I were overjoyed to hear the news. We couldn't believe we were now an uncle and aunt. Despite the hurt of not being able to visit Stacy, we decided to give her some time to heal before reaching out to meet her and the baby. 2 weeks after Stacy gave birth, Jake's mother called him, but he didn't pick up. So she called me. I answered the call and was greeted by the sound of crying. I immediately recognized the voice. It was Stacy. Linda, I don't know what to do. Everything's falling apart, Stacy sobbed. Stacy, are you okay? What happened? I asked, alarmed. My husband, he left us. He abandoned me and the baby, she said through tears. What? Why would he do that? He was scared of being a father. He just disappeared a week after I gave birth. I thought he'd come back, but he never did. Oh my God, Stacy, I can't imagine how hard that must be for you. We went to bed together one night, and the next morning he wasn't there. It was weird because I was up at 6:00 a.m. to feed the baby, and he usually didn't wake up until late. I waited the rest of the day for him to come back or reach out to me, but he never did. I tried contacting everyone, but no one knew where he was. He ignored my calls and texts. When I threatened to involve the police, he told me he wanted nothing to do with us. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Are you in a safe place? I'm at my mom's place right now, but I can't keep living here. I still have the place we rented, but I can't afford it on my own anymore. I don't know how I'll manage food for me and the baby. Don't worry, I'll help you. We'll figure this out together. I don't deserve your kindness. I treated you and Jake terribly, and now you're here for me. You're my sister, Stacy. Family, I don't want you to suffer. We'll get through this. We all make mistakes, and right now you need support. I'm so sorry for how I acted before. I never should have treated you both like that. We're here for you. People can change, and you're realizing your mistakes. We'll help you get back on your feet. Thank you. I really appreciate this. It's going to be okay. We'll take things step by step, and I promise you won't have to go through this alone. I don't know what I'd do without you. We're family. We'll face this together. From then on, I began to send Sissy $2,000 every month. It was a small dent in Jake's and my finances, but both of us wanted to help Stacy out. After all, she was family. Our arrangement went on for a year. During that time, Stacy went back to work, and the extra money helped her immensely. However, her gratitude slowly shifted to entitlement. Whenever I was just a little late sending her the money, Stacy would call and demand it immediately. Initially, Jake was very upset about it. He talked to me one evening. "I'm starting to think Stacy's reverting to her old ways," he said. "What do you mean?" "It's like she's using us again. Like she's taking advantage of our help." "I get what you're saying, but we can't just abandon her, especially when she has a child to care for." "I know, but I wish she'd show some consideration. Just a little gratitude." "I understand your frustration, but remember, I'm not planning to support her forever. I'm waiting for her to stand on her own feet again." "Thank God. I was worried this would go on forever. We're doing what we can, but she needs to learn and grow too. We'll be there for her, but she has to meet us halfway." "Good. I like that." Then something unpredictable happened. While I was driving home from work one day, my car was T-boned by a drunk driver. By the time emergency services arrived, I had lost consciousness. I was lucky to survive, but I suffered severe injuries. I was in a coma for a week, and when I regained consciousness, I was too weak to do anything. I was stuck in the hospital for a whole month before I was deemed fit to leave. I walked out with a broken collarbone and a broken leg. I was just grateful to have survived. Jake was my rock during this time. He never left my side, even when I got back home. I had to force him to sleep because he was too terrified to lose me again. I also forced him to go back to work. My company gave me time off and allowed me to work from home when I felt well enough. But since I missed a month of work, I wasn't paid my full salary and couldn't send Stacy her allowance. Stacy found out I had been discharged a week after I left the hospital and called me. "Where is my money for last month?" she demanded. "What do you mean?" I asked, taken aback. "I'm talking about the payment you were supposed to send me. I'm due that money. You know I was in a car accident, right? I was in the hospital for a whole month." "Yeah, I know. That's why I gave you another week after you got out to pay me." "Are you serious? How entitled are you? Do you even know how much I've suffered in the past month? You don't know what suffering is. I have a baby to take care of. I can't afford to wait around for you to slack off on your responsibilities." "Stacy, I've been through hell. I wouldn't have been able to send you the money even if I wanted to." "Excuses, excuses. You're just proving that you're not really family, like I always knew. Family is supposed to support each other in hard times, not demand money without understanding." Then I hung up the call. I couldn't believe the audacity that Stacy had to call and demand money. I wasn't even obligated to help her. I was only helping out of the goodness of my heart. I didn't mind any of Stacy's entitlement earlier, but to not show any concern when I had almost died was beyond enraging. A couple of minutes after I cut the call, Stacy texted me saying that she had always known I wasn't part of the family and that not sending her the money proved it. She then told me she was going to show everyone my true colors and that I would live to regret my decision. When Jake got home from work that night, I told him about Stacy's calls and texts. Jake was furious. He couldn't stand Stacy's behavior. He tried to call Stacy and shoo her out, but he quickly realized he had been blocked. I was emotionally drained from the day, so I told Jake to just let it go. A couple of days later, I was rudely awakened from an afternoon nap by a phone call from my boss. She told me that the company had received multiple tips stating that I had been financially abusing a family member and forcing them to stay at home. This was a big violation of company policy because I worked for a company that focused on family welfare. I assured my boss that I wasn't doing anything of the sort. My boss told me she needed to see proof and that until further notice, I was suspended from work. I didn't know what to think. Who could be spreading such stupid lies about me? In the middle of the crisis, my phone rang again, and this time it was Jake's mother. She yelled at me for treating Stacy poorly and neglecting her when she needed me the most. I couldn't even get a word in because as soon as she was done ranting, Jake's mother cut the call. This went on the entire day, with multiple family members either calling or texting me to inform me of how disgusted they were with me. I managed to get a hold of Stacy. She must have unblocked me. I tried to call her, but she didn't pick up, so I texted her. I asked Stacy if she had been spreading lies about me. Stacy replied that she told me she would make me regret not sending her the money. I tried to angrily text her back, but realized I had been blocked once again when my messages didn't go through. When Jake got back home, I showed him the text messages and filled him in on everything that had happened that day. I've had enough of Stacy's behavior. I'm going to make her pay for all of this, Jake said, his voice filled with determination. I know, Jake. Her lies have seriously hurt us. My job, our reputation with family, it's all at stake. There's no stopping me now. I can't let her get away with this. And I won't ask you to stop. I'm tired of her entitlement and manipulation. We've shown her nothing but kindness, and this is how she repays us. Linda, I've been thinking, what if we take legal action? A defamation case against Stacy? Absolutely. She needs to face the consequences of her actions. I'm with you on this, Jake. Let's do it. It won't be easy, but it's the right thing to do. We'll get through this together. We always do. Let's stand up for the truth and put an end to her lies once and for all. Over the next few weeks, Stacy was summoned to court for the case. She tried to text and call Jake and me, but this time we were the ones who blocked her. She tried to approach us during the trials, but we tactfully avoided her. In the end, the judge ordered Stacy to pay me $200,000 in settlements. Stacy broke down crying in the courthouse. I did feel bad, but I knew this was the only way for Stacy to learn from her mistakes. Stacy tried to spread more misinformation about Jake and me, but we sent everyone the records of the case and informed them of what had happened. Nobody sided with Stacy, and many refused to associate with her for fear of being mistreated by her too. I also sent proof of my innocence to my company, which got me back to my job. Jake and I truly felt sorry that we had set Stacy back by a lot by suing her, but it was the only way for Stacy to learn. In the end, Stacy's actions led to her own isolation and bad luck. Jake and I continued our journey together, bound by the lessons we had learned and the love that had always guided us. This incident showed us that even in the face of adversity, choosing kindness and standing up for the truth could lead to a brighter and more fulfilling future. Thank you for listening to me until the end.